We ain't talking cap, we gon' run it back. Shotties in the back, wanna run it back. We ain't turning back, we ain't done with that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And Ron is not with us today, but he's here with us in spirit. But, in his absence, we're bringing in a great guest. We are going to be talking to the one and only Rivera. He is a director behind some of the biggest music videos for the likes of Fat Joe, Diddy, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Justin Bieber. The list goes on and on and on. All of the A-listers he has done music videos for. And now he's changing lanes to the TV side of things, doing shows for the Powerverse, such as Ghost. He's doing Raising Kanan Force, also tapping into BMF. So we are very, very excited to speak with Eve today. Enjoy. We are big fans of a lot of your work, and you have definitely been doing your thing in music and in TV. So like we said, this is a pleasure, and we are just excited to dig in. So we do a lot of recaps for the TV shows, specifically in the Powerverse.
Okay.
And yeah, we have been loving the work so far. So
Thank you. It's been an amazing I think 10 years now, at least, with the whole power thing, right? So very, very cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kick it to Tiffany to start off our question.
Yeah, as Tiara said, I've heard your name spoken and with the likes of Hype Williams and everything. And I know you've worked with, Cardi B and Megan, and you've done more than 45 plus videos with 50 and things. And I just wanted to know, do you have a preference between doing music videos or doing TV?
Doing TV. It's funny because I grew up doing music videos and I was introduced to it by a few local guys, but then like Fat Joe, who I grew up with, kind of was like the first real artist I worked with in a sense. And then that kind of led to 50 Cent later on, which is why we're here now. But I think for me, it's all about the journey, and I really enjoy doing television now. And now I'm actually working on my first feature, as you can see behind me. So, which I think people are gonna love. It's a crazy, crazy story, but I love doing the TV stuff. Like it's definitely it's different. The structure is different for it. You know what I mean? But the music video stuff, like I still every now and then someone will take me out of retirement, and I just finished 2 new videos with Mary J. Blige. So people, yeah.
That's dope.
Is it from the Good Morning Gorgeous album?
No, it's something new. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you something crazy about Mary. We are always in kind of the same circles, and we know the same people. And I've been in the same room with her, but we never really spoke, right? And I remember the first time when I shot Ghost and I met her at the table read, I said to her, "Hey, Mary, it's crazy how we never we never spoke. We have the same circle of friends, and it was just, we never worked together. We never did anything, any music videos." And I never forget what she told me. She said to me, "It's because you were meant to do bigger things with me here." And I was like, wow. Yeah. So, everything has a reason, right?
And timing. Timing is everything.
And timing, yeah. So I will forever keep that in my heart. When I literally almost melted when she said that. But it was a beautiful thing for her to say. And of course, yeah, I mean, that was doing television, which is why we're cool now. We're even cooler now because now she's, right after we do Go, she's like, "Yo, we got to go do a video." And I'm like, "Let's do it." You know what I mean?
Those relationships are everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question about your process though, because in TV, we know that sometimes a lot of the directors, like there's different directors for different episodes.
Right.
And so is it difficult to come in after another director? And how do you put your mark on an episode while still making the season cohesive?
So, like the whole process, right? Like when you think about an entire season, which consists of about anywhere from 8 to 10 episodes, it's really one long movie, right? And so you have to kind of keep it cohesive and kind of keep the story going. I think that, and thank God they use pretty much the same cinematographer a lot of the times, right? They'll have two guys that'll rotate, but know the style of the show. And I think you come in as a director and you understand the story. Sometimes you're allowed to look at the previous episodes if they're already in the can, right? So to speak, if they're cut already. Or you might get a glimpse of certain scenes. But I think just understanding the story and whatever's happening with the characters, right? With whatever that storyline is, with whoever it is, I think, you just kind of have to follow that, but also like you can add your twist to it. And I think a lot of it is just talking to the actors and finding out from them, like, what do they feel and what are they going through and how would they do this? And it's just really about having the communication with them. And then you kind of, do some funky stuff. I think for me at least, I try to find where to kind of add the touch, and a lot of times it's like camera movement, and you try to, I guess, it's a feeling that I get, that I know when the camera has to move, when we have to push in, because I feel like in order to get really feel the person, the camera for me always has to be tighter, so you feel like you're in their space, right? And when they're just kind of out and about and just throwing things away, then you want to go wider to kind of see the whole scope of everything. But something emotional, definitely pushing tight. So it's little tricks, when it comes to filming and camera that helps drive the story with the camera movement. So, and the actors just come to work. You know what I mean? The actors know what they're doing, and they come in and they need their guidance and their direction, and that's what I'm there for. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that being said, do you have a favorite show to produce between BMF and the Powerverse? And you even did Wu-Tang, for Life, which you were nominated for an Emmy. Do you have a fave?
Here's the thing. The funny thing is I get asked that question when I used to do music videos, right? Like, who's your favorite artist that you work with? And this is sort of the same thing, right? Like, what's your favorite show? Every single show is different. And when I say that in a good way, like, I build relationships with actors and crew members when I go to set. Because I love being there. I'm grateful to be there and excited to be there. So I don't really have a favorite, but I do get excited when working with certain people because they just, some work differently than others. So give an example, like I love working with Patina Miller. So when I go to Raising Canaan,
He's amazing.
Like, Patina's the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's, Tony, Emmy nominated actress and a Tony winning actress, and I believe she won an Emmy. But with her, first time I met her, like first time I saw her on set, I was scared to death because she's that good. You know what I mean? And I remember going down to the stage and I look and I see Patina walking, and she's tall, she's very thin. And for some weird reason, I saw her walking in slow motion, like just like almost like you're looking at Diana Ross or something for the first time. And she was walking, and like she had two people doing her makeup, and like that old Hollywood thing, right? Like you see how sometimes you see the Hollywood thing where the actor walking, they're getting all makeup and everything. So that was happening with her, and I remember just seeing her and going, "Oh my God, like she's gonna kill me on set." But after we had our first couple of days together, I never forget, like, she then texted me over the weekend and she was just like, "Yo, you're the bomb." She was like, she was so real, you know what I mean? And that's the best part of it for me, is like when you get the acknowledgement from an actor or an actress that say like, yo, you're doing a great job, you're doing an amazing job, because they also do an amazing job, right? You always want to praise them for that. But I have favorites. I love all the shows. I have favorite actors. Some, I have relationships with all of them, but certain ones I love working with, and Patina's one of them. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's my sis right there. Like we
actually had a chance to meet her, and she is very captivating.
yeah,
She
yeah.
is. We were honored to meet her. We had a chance to go to the Raising Kanan premiere and
Right.
meet. And so she was amazing, and she was down to earth. She was approachable. She was all of those things, in addition to being amazingly talented. And it's funny. Tierra asked a question about the favorite show. My question was about favorite episode, because that you may have directed in a Power universe, because I know you directed BMF and Power, and I know you probably are directing some episodes of Force that we're getting ready to come in. Do you have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
episode?
Yeah, the episode that I have on this new season, it's bananas. It's pretty crazy. My favorite moments on, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of what I did last year with season one with Tommy, with Joe Sikora. Joe is also a really good friend of mine.
Mm.
And what I love about him is the collaboration that we do with each other. We try to find it. Joe fought really hard for me to be on his show, right? We did some things. I think though, this new season, I will tell you this season two, the episode I did with Joseph, aka Tommy, um, it's amazing because I feel like we're finally seeing and feeling Tommy like the way we used to feel him in Power. Like it was always about like, how do we tell the story, but also not forget that it's about Tommy at the end of the day, right? Like there's all these intertwining stories. But the fact that we did this episode together, and you're gonna see a side of him that's like, it's gonna remind you of like the original Tommy. And of course, Gary Lennon is the new showrunner, and Gary was an original Power. So he brought a lot of that element back to it, like the original Tommy that we all love. But we did a great episode. I think it was episode 8, I believe I did with them. But it's crazy. It's a roller coaster. Yeah.
Yeah, we are so looking forward to that. So we don't want to hold you too much over your time, but we definitely appreciate all the insight you've given us and just taking the time to chat with us. We're always happy to have you back anytime you have free moment. We would love to pick your brain more, because I was like, there's a million other questions we could ask, but we're going to cut it short today.
Yeah. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be on the show. I mean, I'm sure we'll see each other somewhere at a premiere, or we'll be doing this again. So
yes, we're so honored to talk to you. And I tell you, my son is a musician, and he was like, "Do you know who you're talking to today?" He was just like, "This is big," and I was like, I know who he is too, because I've heard your name on the lips of a lot of folks, and comparing you to Hype Williams, and then I watched The Crew Has It, and the team is always talking about you. I hear Michael Rainey Jr.
Yeah, I mean,
and all of them.
I'm super like humble. I'm approachable. All those things. I come from. I grew up in the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like I came up, on welfare, and I mean everything. Like so, like I know like what it's like, you know what I mean? And so I always just try to remind myself of that. I'm always grateful of the journey where I am and where I'm going and stuff. But my goal as a person of color, and coming where I come from, is I really want to get to a place where I'm able to pull people in. Like that's my goal. It's like reach back, pull people in. Why are we here, right? Like we're here to do the best that we can and eventually pass it on. We need to pass it on. doesn't make any sense to like not pass it on and be selfish about it. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing. And I think that's why like me and 50 got along so well. He knew that it wasn't about the money, it wasn't any of that stuff. It was like, I really love doing this. I really want to like tell our stories. You know what I mean? There's so many stories that we have as a people of color that, you know, obviously we see what's going on in cinema with Black Panther and everything else, but there's so much more that we have to tell and educate and also give hope to the young ones that they can also do it. You know what I mean? Them watching me, they know like I could do that as well. And that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Because I didn't go to school for any of it. Like I just grind. Yeah, it was just a grind and making people believe and understand, you know what I mean? And just watching a lot of films and learning that way. You know what I mean? So watching Hype and all those guys back in the days, you know what I mean? So I'm just, you know, grateful to be here talking to you ladies and doing
We're
this.
grateful to have you. And like we said, it shows passion reflects in the work. So